Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. Sandro Tonali and Bruno news have come out today. Sandro Tonali returning back to Newcastle United, training with the squad, and Bruno contract has been leaked. Not leaked as in, we've got the full depths of his contract, but the release clause and what clubs can activate it has been confirmed. Let's take a look. Now, we'll start with Bruno, then we'll move on to Sandro Tonali. Bruno contract, there is no specific release clause, as in Barcelona or Real Madrid are the only clubs that can activate it. Any single club in world football can activate it. Of course, there's only a handful which have the money to do that. It's around £100 million confirmed for Fabrizio Romano, 150 million euros, that is, for abroad countries, of course. Now, that worries some Newcastle United fans. Of course, we could lose our star midfielder for a small price in today's market of £100 million, especially when you look at the value of player you're getting for Bruno Guimaraes. £100 million for Enzo Fernandez, 115 for Caicedo. In my opinion, Bruno Guimaraes is 2 times the player that Caicedo is. Of course, Caicedo is more of a DM. Bruno Guimaraes plays as a DM as well, but Caicedo is a nailed-on DM. But yet again, I don't think it is too much to worry about. Not many clubs can activate that, and the harsh reality is, if somebody did come and buy Bruno Guimaraes for £100 million, he wanted to go, we can't do nothing about it. The thing would be, we would get £200 million plus to spend due to FFP rules. Of course, it gets like doubled, or I don't exactly know how much it is, but I know it's well more than £100 million. If we got to spend that, we could reinvest that fantastically. No midfielder in the world is going to cost £200 million. I don't even think Jude Bellingham would. Of course, there's ridiculous release clauses of players like Pedri with £1 billion. That is ridiculous. But to say the least, we could reinvest that on a fantastic up-and-coming midfielder and reinvest that in the team all round. Maybe a new right winger, who knows? Of course, we don't want that to happen. Bruno's a fan favourite. He's been one of the most uprising fan favourites I've ever seen in Newcastle United. He is absolutely adored, and rightly so. He's a fantastic footballer. I would just love for us to sign a proper 6 and allow Bruno to express himself in the attacking output positions as well. We've got Tonali, who can, of course, sit there and I would love for this to happen, right? And I know changing our formation in the middle of the season isn't fantastic. It's not something we want to do. But Sandro Tonali in a double pivot position where he's played his whole life for Milan, him and Bruno Guimaraes there would be absolutely unbelievable. Or even if we could sign a fantastic 6 to sit alongside Sandro Tonali, the way he presses and the intensity he brings sitting in that position, oh, we would be unbeatable. We would be unbeatable in that midfield area. Honestly, that would be fantastic. But yet again, that is all you need to know about Bruno Guimaraes' release clause. On to Sandro Tonali in a second. But £100 million it is, and any club in the world can activate it. Am I happy with that? Yet again, if Bruno wants to go somewhere, it's a release clause. We can't stop him. We get £200 million plus to spend. As harsh as it is saying that, of course, by no means I would want Bruno to leave, but we would just have to deal with it. This is what we'll have to start dealing with, unfortunately, if we want to, we'll get bigger and bigger, and these fantastic names will start leaving, or we'll get even more fantastic names in. And yet again, I would hate for Bruno to leave. I love the man so much. He's done quite a bit for us in that midfield area for the short space of time he's been here, but it would be harsh to let him go. But that's football. On to Sandro Tonali. Now, it's been reported by the Times that Sandro Tonali is returning to Newcastle United and training with the team today. Now, this whole betting scheme, what he's been alleged of, there's so many reports. There is so many different reports. Apparently, he was betting at half-time with Zaniolo. I don't know how on earth you could be betting at half-time. I'm sure you're not allowed your phone. It should be frowned upon, having your phone in a football ground, especially when you're playing live. And apparently Fagioli, who's a centre mid for Juve, Tonali got Fagioli into betting, and he spent something like €1 million in the past month. There's so many different reports. It's hard to believe everything. It seriously is. I'm not exactly sure because I can't find the source again, but I'm pretty sure it said that Newcastle United may have to wait up until this December to find out the result of Sandro Tonali. Until then, I'm guessing he's allowed to play, and thankfully so. Many people don't seem to rate Sandro Tonali. They're writing him off early. Lads, I don't want to be that guy that says, oh, look at where we were, look at where we were. We all know where we've come from. We've come from a very underdeveloped and undermined spot. We were always belittled by other clubs. Now we're coming up to the big leagues. But what I want to say is, I don't want to go on, but just look at the midfielders we did have. We are so lucky to have a player like Sandro Tonali, and nevertheless, he's getting unnecessary hate, as if it's like he's been shocking. In the first 4 or 5 games, Sandro Tonali was probably on par with Gordon for our 2 best players of the season so far. Bruno Guimaraes has come back into the scene, and he's been fantastic after coming back from the international break with Brazil. But the thing is with Sandro Tonali, just give him time. Do you know what I mean? He's come from somewhere, he's loved. And actually, do you know what it is? Many people believe that Milan wanted him out because they knew about this betting scheme, what was going on. That's why they wanted their, star player who you would think, why is Milan letting him go? But yet again, if anything does get reported by actual reliable people, then I will make a video, of course. But as it is for now, Sandro Tonali is just give him time, lads. He's a fantastic footballer, he seriously is. If he cracks on with Newcastle United, Eddie Howe says he absolutely loves him. The way he sits in that midfield role, I love him. He presses so well. He's so determined to play football. He looks fantastic, and I seriously cannot wait for him to start cracking on at Newcastle. But back onto the betting thing, he understands that he's done wrong. Yet again, there's been even more reports saying he said to his family and his agents that he knows he's done wrong and he just wants to be forgiven. And apparently he's playing with the Italian FA. It's seriously, there's so many reports. But what do we think could actually happen to Sandro Tonali? Could he get banned for 3 years? Could he get banned for a year? Could he get banned for 9, as Ivan Toney has? Lucas Paqueta, there was so much evidence with Lucas Paqueta, and nothing seems to have happened, hence why Man City have kept clear of that. But what could happen to Sandro Tonali? It's something I don't want to speak about, but of course, we can't only talk about the fantastic things for Newcastle United. We'll have to talk about the sort of dark bits as well. Now, yet again, as we all know, Ivan Toney was banned for 9 months by the English FA. Was it fair? 100%. Like, footballers know it's illegal to do this. You shouldn't be doing it. That's on football. It hasn't been confirmed what Tonali has betted on, if it's on poker or blackjack. Like, we've seen photographic evidence of him in a casino. Where that was, we don't know if it was in Italy or it was in England. But why? Apparently it was an Italian reporter that was just stalking Tonali and taking photos of him. I mean, it is a bit weird if you're just trying to, catch the downfall of a man. There's nothing wrong with having a gamble in a casino, do you know what I mean? But hence, it is illegal if he was betting on football, especially Newcastle United. That is certainly out of order. But if it was just poker or blackjack, in England, there's nothing wrong with that. In Italy, I do understand that the laws are much stricter there. Of course, he has to respect his own laws. And he's being charged by the Italian FA, not the English FA as of yet. Of course, there's all this about being protected by Italian laws. There's no concrete evidence as of now. He's been sent back to Newcastle United for that reason, and he's going to miss Italy's game against England on Tuesday, tomorrow. But yet again, there's no concrete evidence that Tonali has done anything. Apparently, we're going to have to wait until December, and it looks like that is the case. I really don't like talking about this. I know many of you will not agree with me, but Sandro Tonali, in the short space of time he's been here, is my favourite Newcastle United footballer ever. There's many reasons for that, right? I love the way he presses. I love he puts into the pitch his passion and determination and his love for football. You can just see it's the Italian heart of football. They love football so much. As you can see there, that is a Salernitana kid. I stayed in Pontecagnano, which is a small town in Salerno. They absolutely love football. For a team like Salernitana, who you could say are not very successful. They've had a few stints in Serie A. They are there now. I don't believe they've won a game this season. There was young lads, 14, 15, with tattoos of Salernitana's badge all over them. They are so hungry for football, especially in a big city like Milano. They love football, and Sandro Tonali is one of them. Yeah, I love Italy. I love AC Milan. I know the fans are a bit controversial with what they do. I don't agree with that, but the fantastic history of AC Milan, it's something I would love for Newcastle United to, have all these greats, Maldini, Baresi, Kaká, these fantastic players, Zlatan, especially in his prime as well. All these players are fantastic. But there we'll have it. There's the end of Sandro Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes' contract and return to Newcastle United news. If you did enjoy this video and you want to stay up to date with the latest, fastest, and most detailed Newcastle United news, give me a subscribe. All my socials are linked in the description. Instagram is where I'm the fastest on, I get every single thing up on Instagram straight away with the source, with everything around it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jody Josh. Go and enjoy your day.